If there's no rainwater, we don't farm because we wouldn't get any water to farm.
Talking about rice farmer, water is very essential because rice needs a lot of water. Without water, we cannot farm.
Yes, if there's no rain, we don't sow. Even if you sow crop, we will not get anything. So no rain, no farming.
Water is vital in agricultural activities, especially for the growth of crops. It is therefore crucial to supply water to crops and plant periodically and as per their requirement. Water scarcity has become common in rural areas. This is Togome, a farming community located in the North Tongo district of the Volta region of Ghana. Farmers here are estimated to produce 1/3 of the country's raw produce annually. Unfortunately, the imbalanced proportion of water as required to complete this task is unavailable.
TACFO simply means Togome Area Cooperative Farmers Union.
Farmers in this region depend heavily on rainfall as their only source of water for farming activities all year round. And if somehow managed, it becomes financially straining and tedious to maintain.
Actually, the pump house is very huge cost to us. VegPro believes that this project will benefit to the VegPro Ghana from saving the cost of electricity and the maintenance of the pipelines, maintenance of the pump house.
The Millennium Development Authority initiated the construction of an irrigation of 450 hectares to correct this agriculture deficit. However, the project maintained largely non-functional due to some key defects. The existing unsophisticated irrigation network in this region was composed of unlined canals.
Well, to be honest, there was no existing canal. It is during 2010, I guess, when MIDA started the construction phase here. They had about close to 450 hectares under irrigation. But when the project was completed, there were issues with it. So, and the area in question too was not that big. So government thought it as wise to increase or expand the area. And therefore the GCAP came in, I think around 2018 or so, 2017-2018, when the project was awarded to OM Metals contractor.
As farmers are seeking a way out, leaders of this community are adamant on seeing farming as the saving grace to the development of Togome and its environs. Efogidi is the mankrado of Togome, and this is his vision.
84 hectares were completed and being given to some of the farmers who are ready to start farming now. So when the whole project is finished, I think everybody will get on board, and then we'll start farming. And then with the irrigation, I think we won't relax at all, because in the dry season water is flowing, so why do we relax? We work and then get money to support ourselves and our children.
It's going to affect at large, because when we talk about food production, you must be able to have a sustainability of that crops is very, very important. As I said earlier, we depend on natural rainfall in order to be able to get the food. Anytime the rain fails, it therefore means that we won't be able to, as it were, to get the maximum yield from that. So expectation is that we're going to be the basket, we are counting about the basket of food that gets to the Ghanaian market. Togome project will also be part of it. I believe strongly we will be in the championing of these food crops that will be hitting to our various marketplaces.
The government of Ghana stepped into the scene.
GCAP, which is Ghana Commercial Agricultural Project, is one of the most important tools by which this ministry seeks to support Ghanaian farmers, especially those in the savannah areas where they have only one rainy season, which lasts for only 4 months. So it means that for the rest of the 8 months, because there's no water, they can't farm. So irrigation is a very important instrument of policy that government uses to support farmers. So we have these irrigation projects, most of which were done in the 60s and the 70s. And that was to ensure that farmers can produce 3 crops in a year without having to rely on rainfall. And especially in recent times with the climate change and so on affecting the patterns of rainfall, it makes rain as a reliable partner in the agricultural area very unreliable. And therefore, you need an insurance of providing water for farmers in order for them to carry out their function over the years. So through the GCAP, government has sought to support farmers to ensure that they deliver on their mandate of providing food for the people of this country.
The Ghana Commercial Agriculture Project, GCAP.
We believe that we're spending over $110 million in these 3 areas. And we need an investment that could have put into building roads or schools or hospitals. And we decided to put it into the soil to provide opportunity for farmers to work to make money. So it is important that this investment is paid back. It should be worth it because it's the people of Ghana who have invested in these irrigation schemes. So we want to ensure that every aspect of activity is sustainable. That is, farmers, as I said, a vision, now you have a vision. Farmers should be able to work, to pay money, to pay for the services that's being rendered, especially the water, the maintenance of the scheme, as well as make enough money for themselves.
With a total of about 17 project-affected communities, including Togome, Fujoku, Nakpe, Alavanu, Asogokwe, among others. This rehabilitation project will regulate the rain-fed culture and allow farmers to crop all year round, as well as assuage poverty and encourage commercialization of raw produce among small-scale farmers by merging with anchor farmers such as...
We tried doing a small-scale farming here, that is for about 3 years ago, but we grow crops for year round. And during the dry season, we found it difficult in giving water to the plants. So we were recognized and acknowledged by GCAP. So we were introduced to this scheme and we realized it's very good for our projects. So we have to opt in, we have to put ourselves into it, and because we grow all year round, we'll be able to grow and have our vegetables all year to export. We have chilies and okra, and we are now developing other lands also to come in with other Asian vegetables for exports.
The previous years, normally we use the rainfall to plant under rainfall, and we just take 1 season crop a year. Now it's supposed to get like 2 seasons. We can do 2 season crops a year with maize, and we also want to do soybeans. It's supposed to this one we try to do the 3rd season per year.
And VegPro also wishing this project became the most successful project in the history of the Ghana.
So sometimes you plant your crops and then you lose everything to droughts. So to be able to address this vulnerability, which is very central to the transformation of the sector, so rehabilitating or making investment in irrigation is very important because it allows farmers access to water all year round. It helps them to reduce dependence on rain. It reduces this vulnerability to the impact of climate change. So it's really very central to transformation of the sector. To be able to transform the agricultural sector, you need to significantly increase productivity. And one of the elements of productivity increase is water. So our goal for the agricultural sector is we want to be able to transform the agricultural sector so that it can contribute to reducing poverty. It can help households to increase their income. It can also help the government to achieve the agenda of economic development for Ghana.
We're gathered here today for 2 of them, planting for food and jobs, and One Village, One Dam, under which we intend, in real, practical, and demonstrable terms, to transform the agricultural landscape of this nation. This supply will be directly available to 17 communities of a combined population of over 6,000 people. The project will also lead to the creation of jobs and in addition to the completion of various agribusinesses down the value chain.
This project is rendered in phases. Phase A.
The supply can
Phase B. Phase C. The main intake point of the irrigation is the Akose Dam.
Where you are standing is the main dam wall, and behind the dam wall is the reservoir, our main source of irrigation water. This is the intake structure, which is gated,
which is regulated to allow flow of water into the supply canals. The supply canal stretches 3535 meters and bifurcates into two main canals.
We have other canals in form of secondary, tertiary, and laterals. The laterals take water directly into the command area or the irrigable area where farmers are supposed to do farming.
With rigorous ongoing works and a fair completion of some phases, development is already revealing its head to some project-affected communities in certain areas as a result of this project, from the construction of farm roads, employment, to the construction of clean water treatment plant at Nakwe.
Because of this water treatment plant, we, the Namikwe communities and the other communities like Fugala Kope, Esokope, Dekope, we are able to get clean water.
Once an unemployed single mother, Rebecca's road now benefits proudly as the only female roller operator under this irrigation project, and perhaps one of the few in the country.
Oh, come a school troller. Nyatopa ni maladaleka omo monapome. Ya keke dovala. Yamo konyo kwe demo yamo sure. Ya kefifila yela videmo pocho mala mele nyapo hoji Kpong.
Before, I was unemployed. Thanks to this irrigation project, now I work with Freedoc as a roller operator and I'm able to take care of my children and parents.
Company. We will try to go home as a roller operator.
She is not the only beneficiary. Meet Komlanya Gome.
Through this JCAP project, I have been trained by my manager. Now I am an assistant surveyor. I earn enough to take care of myself and my family.
Reports indicate that 70% of work have been completed, showing largely in roads construction from Vetchpro Junction to Bifurcator, main canals, secondary canals, tertiary canals, and rigorous ongoing works in canals linking Phase A to C.